Everyone, it is an all new Style Chronicles on this sunny Monday evening. I am your host, Terrence Styles. I am coming off a wonderful weekend. It's a great celebration. And on top of that, I have one of the greatest, talented, handsome co-hosts I've had all season. I know y'all know who that is. Good old Richie Sky.
Cue the applause. I'm back in the studio. Yay.
Hey, how are ya?
You know I'm great.
You look great. You seem like you're like you don't have a care in the world right now. It looks like it. Maybe I'm just speaking it into existence, I guess.
Speaking into existence, please. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I feel really good.
Hey, you look real easy breezy. Your cut off shorts and tank top.
You know I've been dying for this weather, so
yeah, you couldn't wait.
Take it all off.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
You gotta give me the memo first to know I'll join you. You know how I feel about that.
Listen, you should know as soon as the sun comes out, I'm like, it's like Clark Kent and Superman.
I know, right? That's how I feel. Just break out with the TS on my chest.
Boom.
Yes, TS on the chest. I just rhymed. Get it?
Yeah.
Copy it. Don't copy it. But
Copyright.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right into our weekend recap. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty amazing. It went by pretty fast.
Do tell.
You know, Friday night I was in the house relatively early. I think I was like laying down across my bed at like maybe 10:30.
On Friday?
Yes, on a Friday no less.
Wow.
I think it was just a long, like crazy week. Saturday I spent running around all day trying to help a friend of mine find something to wear for a birthday party that we were attending that night, which he didn't even go to. How about that?
Is it supposed to be my roller
That's
coaster buddy?
your roller coaster buddy, Mr. Bouvier.
Lord. Was it that precedent to get a new outfit?
Well, okay, so it was at a nice hotel. So, you know, everybody was kind of dressing up for the event, but the problem was we also had another birthday thing to go to during the day. So we were just like running around like crazy. But we did discover this nice little restaurant in Georgetown. I gotta shout them out. I think it's Farmers Fisher's Bakers or something like that. Amazing, completely amazing. And you have to get like the brunch punch if you ever go.
Is that when y'all had that big old thing?
Yes. Yes.
And y'all was sitting outside. That's my favorite.
So we just randomly discovered that. That was amazing. All weekend I was working with my engineer and my graphic designer on a single cover and the mix for the French Kiss song that I was telling you about. That'll be out actually on Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
It's a little explicit, so.
Are you gonna play it on Thursday?
I am gonna play it on Thursday.
Oh, cool.
I'm also gonna play the song that I did with Chris, which I'm performing on Friday with Tamar. It's a remix of Love More with Chris Brown and Nicki Minaj. We kind of flipped it and did our own little mix stuff, so
cool.
That'll be fun.
Okay.
Yesterday I had a meeting, actually, for one of the Pride events that are going on next week. So
cool.
It's been busy.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Busy. But it was a good weekend overall because the weather was nice. So you know, I enjoyed that.
It was outside of Friday.
Oh yeah.
Later on Friday it started, so the sun came out, but
yeah, it rained a little bit on Friday too.
So
and that was the reason why I went in after I ate. So I was like, over the rain.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah, it sounded like it was very productive and fun.
It was.
Yeah.
I had a good weekend.
That's what's up.
Got to be naked, so.
Yeah.
Any excuse.
Might be naked.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was very great. It was really, really good. Friday, I had rehearsal for my graduation, which was very short, sweet, to the point. Went and got my honors stuff because I was magna cum laude, so I got the.
Shout it out. Say it again. Say it again.
Magna cum laude.
Say it again. One more time.
Let
people know.
Magna cum laude was honors.
Boom.
So I got that before I left, and then I went to get I'm doing some run around. I went to go a haircut, manicure, all that type of stuff, getting ready for Saturday. But Friday, went home, chilled a little bit, ate a little bit. Then I was like, you know what? It's nice out because by that time the rain had stopped and it cooled down on Friday. So I went out for a couple drinks on Friday, and then I came back home. So I knew I had to get up early on Saturday. Saturday was my graduation. I had to get up. I got up at 6:30. Went to go pick my mom up. and she rode with me over, and got there pretty good. I had to be there at 8:30 by 8:30 to line up, but I got there like 8 o'clock, and showed my mother where she had to go because it was outside, and then went and line up with my fellow graduates, and it was cool, really good. This guy, one of my fellow colleagues, I'm gonna shout him out. His name's Robert Miller. He graduated along with me, but he graduated in civil engineering, and I didn't even know that we were graduating together. I've known him since 2006. He and his sister are designers.
Oh wow!
When I started producing fashion shows back in 2006, they were in my first 2 fashion shows, and I feel like they like my brother and sister.
Yeah.
So he's been on this journey with me even when I was in fashion, and then when I decided to go back to school, I thought at that time when I met him, I thought he was done with school. I didn't know he was still going. So when I posted the other day about graduating, he sent the comments like, "Oh, I guess I'll see you on Friday for rehearsal." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So I saw him, and then saw him Saturday, and it was just like came full circle,
Yeah.
so to speak. And then his sister came and saw him while we were lined up, and she immediately just started bawling. So when she saw me, she was bawling even more. So it was she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." Was just, yeah. So she didn't have any tissue, so I had a hanky, just in case I was sweating because it was just in case it got hot. So I was like, "You want my hanky as clean, so you can have it, because it looked like you'll be crying all day for the rest of the day." And sure enough, she needed it, because she sent me a post later on that day. She said, "That hanky is filled with tears, trust." I was like, wow. So that was just good to full circle to just colleagues that I had when I met when I was doing fashion shows, and then for us that graduated together, it just kind of came full circle.
Nice.
And my mom was there, my dad was there, my cousin Nelson was there, my buddy Will was there, my buddy Calvin, Kiani came and her boyfriend, they came, Rita came. So it was really good that everybody, I had people that come to the graduation. It was packed. It was a beautiful day. The clouds started to come over the sun a little bit, but it was really a beautiful day, and it was long. Oh my gosh, the commencement was so long, but it was worth it. I dressed up in my college colors, orange and blue. I had on like a blue and white striped button-down shirt with an orange bow tie, orange pants, and some blue shoes. So it was really cool. Afterwards, went to, I don't know if I should shout them out, but I always love this place because they have good food. Anywho, I'm going to shout them out. Copeland's, went to Copeland's in Columbia. It was really nice. Everybody came. Went to go pick up one of my other cousins from another side came. We just really it was around a big table, just cutting up, laughing, eating, joking. It was just really, really a good day. Really, really good day. Boss lady came, Stephanie, she came. It was just, Kiani came and her boyfriend came to Copeland's and sat with us for a little while, gave me balloons in the car, read out my cards to everybody. People either gave me gift cards or money or something of that sort. It was just really had a good time. It was really a good day.
Nice.
But so afterwards, went to my buddy Calvin's house, had a couple glasses of wine. By that time I got tired, so went home, took a shower, went to bed, got up, and Sunday my buddy Calvin and I went to lunch at this spot in Fells Point here in Baltimore. Really cool. We chilled, came back to his apartment. We stood out, we was on the stoop, as we call it.
Okay.
Just having a glass of wine, just cutting up. It was like this. It was a nice day. So it was just a good, chill, exciting, accomplishing weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Just to see all of my hard work come to fruition after 2 years, and it's just like, wow, it was slow, but it just went by so fast.
Yeah.
So now, I'm a graduate, and now it's time for me to figure out the next chapter of my life.
What's
Yeah, that's the question. So y'all gotta stand fast. There may be some announcements coming. You just never know what Terrence Styles has up his sleeve.
exciting stuff?
Things that make you go, Yeah. But I'm excited for the summer. I want to do a lot of things. I want to travel. I want to turn up a little bit. Not too much, but I want to turn up a little bit. And I think the highlight of my Saturday outside of graduating was I like the fact that my parents are able to come together, even though they're no longer together. I like the fact that my mom and my dad can still be cordial. I even like they're just playful with each other. They're really cool with each other. They don't mind cutting up with each other. I think that's good. I think that's healthy. And I even said it in my speech at the table. I said, I don't think a lot of people can have their mother and their father be at the same table and them not be together and they'd still be cordial and cool with each other. I don't think a lot of people can do that. So I am blessed in that way that my mother and my dad can come together and there's no beef or animosity or they yelling back, bickering. It was no drama on Saturday, and that's what I wanted. No drama. It was none. So
no drama is the theme for the year.
Yeah, no drama. So that's how I wanted it. That's how it was, and I couldn't ask for a better day. I really couldn't have. Really couldn't have. So, yeah, it's really good.
Got a little graduate.
Yeah.
Graduate on our hands.
Yeah, so I really didn't turn up, like go out, because I knew I was going to be in DC this week and I'm going to be there Thursday in support of Damon for his video release of Love War Remix. I'll be there.
Should be a good night.
Yeah, I'll be in DC from Friday to Monday.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
do you know which events you're gonna attend outside of that?
I've been my buddy at Calvin. I've been wearing Calvin to death. Like, where are we going? So we definitely want to come to Friday because this is okay. Richie, I'm gonna need you to you can either disagree with me or agree with me.
Here we go.
This is what I don't understand, Richie.
Yes.
Okay, so DC is pretty much has a wonderful nightlife compared to Baltimore, right?
Okay.
Especially when it comes to Pride.
Right.
What I don't understand is you have Daryl Wilson, who's been doing it for years. He's teamed up with Omega, so you got those people.
Okay.
Then you have Ignite. What I don't understand is why is this competition like that? Why they just can't come together? Because the way I'm looking at it as a consumer.
Right.
Because you're making me choose where to go, and that's not fair to me or any other person as a consumer. Because Ignite has the thing on Friday, but Daryl Wilson has a thing on Sunday that I want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't buy. It's like I'm not kicking out money to buy passes for both. I'm just not gonna be able to do it.
So you're kind of thinking about how they have the passes for like the entire weekend.
Right, and it's like they have their passes and he has his pass, and it's just like, but I don't understand why they could just came together and just made this huge, big event for the whole weekend, and then you buy a pass for one. You know what I'm saying? That way you can go to all. I just don't. I understand why, because people have their prides and their issues and things that sort of can't come together or trying to outdo this person and that person. I get that, but in all actuality, I think that's the most idiotic, stupid thing to do. I just really, really do. When you got all these people coming from out of town, and you got to pick and choose which one to go to, because supposing nobody wants to go to the Six Flags on Saturday, they might want to go to the day party at the park. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to go to Tamar, you don't want to go to see Elvarna and Marlo Hampton. You know what I'm saying? On Friday. So I don't think it's fair for the consumers to have to pick and choose where they want to go.
Okay.
That's not right. Because now I'm trying to figure out, okay, I want to go Friday, but I don't want to get the pass because I don't want to go to Six Flags on Saturday. I want to go to the day party.
Right.
But Daryl Wilson's giving. But Sunday I want to go to Arena Stage. I don't want to go. And then Monday I'm going to be at the. You know what I'm saying? That's just too much.
I think that
it made my head hurt.
I have. I've heard similar complaints and issues with this whole thing, and I actually heard it last year. We actually talked about it on the Morning Wood Show last year as well. It's difficult because, like, for me as someone who is I'm participating in specific events, you know, I obviously have to kind of be like, I guess, choosy about how I state my opinion a little bit. I'm just giving you that disclaimer.
Got it.
But I as a consumer though, I do understand. I get it. Like, I mean, there's so many different events that you want to go to. It would be nice if, you know, everybody could team up to like do joint events, particularly with that weekend going on at some of the larger venues.
Exactly. So
that everybody can, you know, participate and you don't have to like, oh my God, like I don't know which event I want to go to. On the flip side of that, you know, it does offer people alternatives.
Sure.
You know, so if you don't, you know, necessarily get them to Tamar, which I don't understand how you couldn't. You might want to go someplace else, you know?
Yeah, I like Tamar.
I love her, and I'm happy to be a part of that event. But last year I heard that the day party was fun at the park, so I wouldn't mind going to that as well. You know, I kind of would like to support everybody as best I can, because every event is going to appeal to a little bit of a different crowd, I think.
Right.
I mean, like I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. But to answer the question, I don't know why they don't come together and do something like that.
Yeah, I think that's just idiotic and just crazy, because you got these people trying to trying to figure out where to go because.
You know, I just hate when I have to hear that there's like, you know, beef and like competitiveness with everything. And I just, you know, I think it's unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
And it's just like, you know, no, it's just not a good look.
No,
that's just my thought.
Yeah. So that's what I've been going back and forth with, trying to figure out. So I'm leaning more to, I definitely want to do the Friday look. And then the rest of the weekend just do the other stuff that I wanted to do, or not. I might just say the hell with it and don't do nothing.
I mean, you know, it's interesting because I've talked to a lot of people, and I mean, I know a lot of people are gonna go to Look on Friday and see Tamar, and Look has a pretty standard crowd. Like a lot of people go
How
there.
is it in there? Am I gonna be tight, squished?
Look is pretty big. Like it's not as big as maybe like.
Is it big as Love?
No.
Okay.
It's not as big as
levels.
No, it's like basically like the main level, and then it's a upper kind of like VIP level.
So everything is pretty much really on one floor.
Yeah, but it's not. It'll be interesting to see how packed it is because. Yeah, I mean, so it could be, you know, wall to wall. So I will give you that.
What I'm gonna get there like but early.
Arena.
So.
If it's the same, is Arena? Is that the place that's by Stadium?
I believe so.
That is an amazing.
I saw the pictures.
Amazing venue. I went to the Jay-Z after party there. I was literally like, I mean, it's impressive to me. Like I thought it was pretty dope. So okay. I think that'll be a good look.
So I definitely want to go there.
When is that? That's Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, so much.
I know.
So much,
because you have your performance to do.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
And then there's other things outside of like going to the clubs that's going on. Like with, you know, I forgot about the Divas Salute on Sunday, and then my buddy Will's having an event for his new short film Horrorism on Sunday at Anacostia Arts Center.
Oh wow.
He's on like 2 showings, 3 and 5.
What time?
3 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so, I think the Divas thing is from like I think 6 to 9.
6 to 9, right.
You know, people want to like do other things during the day. They can, and they can come by and, you know, have a
so I might do that too.
Time.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I might do that too,
and still make it out to the club.
And still make it out to the club too. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just have too much that's going in my head. I'm trying to figure out what to do, and it's like. I know I definitely want to see Tamar Friday. I'm definitely coming to see Damone on Thursday.
Yes.
Friday, Tamar. Saturday, I want to do the day party. Yes. Saturday night, I don't know what, but definitely going to do the day party. That's until at least 9. So I think it's on like 3 to 9. And then Sunday, of course, you know, support my buddy Will with Horrorism. And then I was going to try to come to the Diva Salute and then go to the Arena Stage. And then Monday is the park.
There's a lot going on.
Fort DuPont, yeah.
A lot going on.
But there's also a block party on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, that Ignite is doing oh gosh, the guy that does that P song, I can't say the word because it's vulgar, the Boy P song, he's going to be there for that block party.
Oh. Where is that at?
I can't recall, but it's a, like, right where Edge Wet used to be. Fairgrounds something right in that area.
Yeah, it's weird so many events going on. I can't keep up.
So at least I know I'll see you Thursday and possibly Friday. Depending on I'm sure.
And I'm sure Saturday. Not Saturday, I'm sorry.
Monday.
I'll probably see you Saturday too.
Yeah, at the day party.
And then hopefully Monday, you know, from the stage, or I'll call you up on the stage or something.
Or if you come to the Arena Stage on Sunday, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You gonna call me on stage?
I might just. You never know.
Look at you. You know, I'll be always ready.
I'm gonna be hosting, so.
No, right. You know I'm always ready.
And I got 4 hours, so you know.
Yeah, I'm always ready. You know me. I'll be ready.
I might call some friends up on the stage.
Right.
Shout out.
Right.
You know.
Ain't you something? Yeah, so that's. It's just my head is like jumping time, like, oh. So nonetheless, I'm saying that to say that to be my time to turn up.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, you know, I won't be driving per se, and I'll be in DC, and I don't have to drive back to Baltimore.
It's all about planning, though.
Yeah, because I don't want to go to everything, but when I hit up Daryl, he was like, get the pass because it's cheaper. But I don't want to come to everything. I don't want to waste my $130.
And that's my thing too. Like I know that I won't be doing everything.
Right.
So it's not really that important to me to like do the club thing per se.
Yeah.
Although I do want to support. I love all the promoters. I know them.
Right.
So I'm always down to support them. But
Yeah.
I'm not always a club person.
Yeah, I'm more of a loungy type person. I like to go to the lounge or bar and just have a few drinks. And I'm gonna sit outside at a restaurant and have cocktails.
Like
dude.
I've
That's me
noticed
all
that
day.
that's what I've been doing a lot more
Me
recently.
too.
Like, just going to like a nice bar, a nice rooftop or something, and just like kind of like chilling
rooftop.
out. Yes.
Ugh.
Yes. I mean, get you a little drink up there. It's nice.
I'm good with that.
So nice.
Like
so,
I want to that's why I'm looking forward to Thursday, because I know it'll be crowded, but it's be more of the element that I want to be in versus people are coming to see an artist. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of really don't want to go on Friday because I know 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna hear her, but I won't be able to see what the heck what she got on because it's gonna be so many. There's so many freaking people.
Yeah.
The boys are gonna be out.
You know what I don't like typically about clubs and events like that is I feel like, I like going to a club if people are there to actually dance and have a good time. I don't really like to see a lot of just everybody's just kind of standing around looking crazy and you can't move.
Right.
Like that just annoys me. If you can't move, at least let it be because people are dancing.
Right.
Like I don't know.
I'm with you on that because I like to get a good
Okay.
2-step in.
Okay.
Get my groove on.
I want to cut up a little bit.
I want to cut a rub. Like,
So.
yeah, I'm with you on that one for sure.
We'll see.
So if ever I see you, we're gonna be getting out. We're gonna be dancing down boots. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Boom.
All right, well that was our weekend. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. It was a beautiful weekend. So hope you had a great weekend and all that good stuff. So when we come back, we're gonna have our style report. So keep a lot more Style Chronicles in a minute. Don't go nowhere.
Another episode of the Style Chronicles, and you know who this is. This is your host, Richie Sky. I fired Terrence Styles. He will no longer be back on the show, so you are here live and in effect with me, and we have some guests in the studio. We're going to get to some introductions right now. So let's start with you. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Raven Akundayo. I am a certified life coach,
Okay.
as well as teaching meditation and Reiki and yoga as well.
How did you get involved in that?
I started my journey on being a life coach 2 years ago.
Okay.
I've been doing meditation and yoga since I attended the Baltimore School for the Arts, so
Nice.
that's been many years.
Nice.
But I consider this to be a part of my purpose, a part of my path.
Okay.
So I consider it a blessing that the universe guided me towards life coaching because I feel like that plays a really big part in the greater scheme of what I'm supposed to do with my health and wellness company, which is the Love Movement.
Love movement.
Yes.
Nice. We have another guest with us as well. Tell us about yourself, sir.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Craig Stewart, and I'm a writer and author.
Okay.
I published my first book called Words Never Spoken. I'm originally from here, from Baltimore, and I moved away for college, Hampton University. And
Yeah, you
then
did?
from there, I moved to Atlanta, and so most of the story takes place in Atlanta, but part of it takes place here. Some of it is in D.C., some is Virginia,
Okay.
and the story ends in L.A. That's where it was when I wrote the book.
Yeah, Craig is no stranger to the Style Chronicles. He is. This is the second time here on the show.
Oh, and
So
the voice
he's
you're
no
hearing now is Terrence Styles. He's back in the building.
Yeah. He is no longer a virgin to the Style Chronicles. So
Oh, nice.
I know a lot of people that come on
I'm
the
a
show.
virgin to many things, but
So yeah, like some of our guests that we've had on the show have
First
been
timers.
virgins. Like Raven's a virgin.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm a virgin.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but yeah. So that's pretty much how we work here. That's how we do things. But I'm so glad, Craig, to have you back on the show because I read your book and it was very interesting to say the least.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some kicks and giggles and like like it was a good read. I got through it pretty quickly because that's how I am. I love to read books. I like to physically hold a book and read it, and versus a lot of people read stuff on their tablets and read. I don't know. I like a good nice book and get my read on. So it was very.
You so old school.
I'm sorry. That's just I can't help it. That's how I am. I like to actually physically hold a book and read it versus I don't know. I can't do it all that. But it was interesting to see how the the transitions throughout the book from your childhood, and some things I could relate. When you're speaking on your parents and them separating and things of that sort, and them moving on with their lives, and some of the struggles you had with with college, and then from college trying to figure out where you want to go afterwards. And it's like when I was reading, it was what I was going through at that moment with about to finish college and graduating and figure out what's next for me, and trying to go through these trials and tribulations, and even also making mistakes, like going through jobs is like, that's not for me, but I need to pay my bills and I need to have a roof over my head, but that's not really where I want to be. And then some way that you find a loophole and get out of it, and then you move on to something else and you get to your passion.
Yeah.
But then you still come back, when you have your passion, it's like, I still need a job to pay my bills. So it's like having, trying to have that balance of being able to do both. And some people can, some people can't. And some people try to go out on faith, which when I was reading the book, I felt that you did that, and you were trying to do that, and you were trying to be fully fulfilled. And I think the determinant was you weren't completely fulfilled, so you found an alternative, which was a sexual thing, and try to bring it to make it complete, make you complete as a whole. So I can relate in some form or fashion. I'm just going to say that. In some form or fashion, I can relate. So I was like, wow. Interesting. Okay.
So you just
Now we gotta read the book.
Yeah, so I'm making y'all want to. Yeah, you have to read the book because it was very. It was some, and not the whole storyline was completely me, but I could relate to some of the things in the book because I either went through it or was currently going through it, and in some form or fashion still going through it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, because I mean, we all have goals. Well, not we all have goals and aspirations, but if you really want to be a well-rounded and successful individual, you have to have goals and dreams and aspirations in life. But at the same time, sometimes goals and aspirations, you can't hug them at night. You can't. They can't lay beside you at night. They don't comfort you at night. So sometimes you defer to something that keeps you warm.
I'll kind of give a little bit of
Just
it.
saying.
But for me, I always knew what my passions were. I always knew that I wanted to write. It began with writing music, and then from there it turned into writing stage plays, and then greeting cards, and then some television stuff, and then the last thing was this book.
Mm-hmm.
But what I didn't anticipate was the route to getting to it.
Right.
To be able to make a living at it. So, like you were saying a moment ago, I had to do certain jobs. I had a lot of corporate jobs that I didn't like. They were great jobs. One was Coca-Cola, one was Hewlett-Packard, one was IBM, but they just weren't jobs that I was fulfilled with. And so I took the leap. And when I look back now, I realized that I took risks that I didn't have to take. I took bigger risks. And in some ways, I made the journey harder for myself than it had to be. But while going through all of that, trying to pursue the passion, I was coming to terms with being gay. And so there were feelings and things that were bottled up that I had been holding on to for years, from the time that I was a teenager all the way through high school to college, trying to suppress these feelings. And at some point, it has to explode. It has to come out at some point.
Right.
And so for me, it was when I moved to Atlanta and I was there, and it was just in an unhealthy way, because at some point it was poor decisions, because I was suffering through a depression, if you will, because I was financially strapped, I was professionally backed into a wall. It was just so many things like that. So it was a really dark time, but it allowed me to understand, because I was sitting in such a space where I had no choice but to face my own reality. And so that was what I tried to do with the book, and tried to share that with the reader.
Do you feel like you were, when you decided to move away from Baltimore, did you feel like you were trying to run away from your troubles and problems?
No. I've been asked that before, but no.
Okay.
When I moved away, it initially was for college.
Okay.
And right after that, I moved to Atlanta to write music, because this was 1998, and so music was huge at that time. LaFace Records was there, Dallas Austin Recording Projects was there, So Def, Jermaine Dupri. So Atlanta was the place for music. Mm-hmm. And so I moved to Atlanta to do that. But while trying to pursue the songwriting career, again, I was wrestling with this whole thing of being gay, and so the first few relationships or dating experiences, if you will, I was juggling those, and it was just transitioning from this world where you're moving from this straight world over to this new world that I was unfamiliar with and had to get acclimated to, and just the differences in from dating women to dating men, and just all of those different disparities. So it was all of those things. So it was a really, really difficult time. I didn't know anybody in Atlanta, so I didn't have friends there that I could really kind of talk to about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really, really frustrating. It was just a really, really frustrating time for me. And so eventually, I made friends.
Mm-hmm.
I came out, obviously, and I started talking to people about it, and I started making healthier choices. But I wanted to write more so about the choices that we sometimes make before we start opening up to people about this quote-unquote dark secret, and that is being gay.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's still a dark secret now in 2014?
I do.
You do?
For some people, and it also, geography plays a big part in it. Atlanta is the South, but Atlanta has become like this gay mecca. There are more gay people in Atlanta than any other city in the country, including San Francisco. So it's become like this gay mecca. So you see on television, you see all these reality shows, you see guys walking around with heels and purses. That is not the norm, but you see that a lot, because Atlanta
They think that's the norm.
They think that's the norm, and so Atlanta has become this place where you have people moving from Chicago and the Carolinas and wherever they're moving from, and they're migrating to Atlanta. And so on one hand, it's a little more acceptable there because the people who are from Atlanta and live in Atlanta, they've come to expect it. They know this is what it is in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you go to different places, different cities, whether you're in Detroit or some other place in the Midwest, it's not as acceptable. And you have people who are in states like Alabama who are still struggling, or Mississippi, that are still living this dark secret. But I know for me, and for many, there comes a point where you acknowledge to yourself that you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I remember, I was thinking about this the other day, I remember coming home, I think I was in middle school. I was either in 8th grade or I was in the 9th grade. But I remember coming home, and I remember looking at myself in the mirror, and I said out loud, I'm gay. And it was one of those things that I didn't act on for years, because I didn't actually act on it until I was 22, when I actually moved to Atlanta after college. But in saying that to myself, it broke my heart just a little bit, just to admit that.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give you a metaphor, like when the heart breaks, it bleeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I carried that bleeding heart for many years. I carried it into many friendships, many of the relationships that I ultimately had, and it poisoned some of those relationships. And that heart continues to bleed until you cure it, until you affirm yourself and acknowledge for yourself, give yourself permission to be who you are. But I think it becomes really, really difficult for black men or men of color. But I'm speaking specifically about black men, but because we've been looking for permission or affirmation from the black church, the black family, and the black community. So there's a level of shame that we carry, and we carry that into each of our relationships, and even in some of our friendships, the straight ones, the friendships that we have with straight people and the friendships that we have with gay people.
Mm-hmm.
With respect to the straight friends that we have, for me, it caused me to isolate myself from some of them. It pushed them away, because there was this new life, this new secret that I had that I wasn't ready to share with them. So I tried to impart all of that through my story in the book, and a lot of the emails that I get are from people who can identify with that, but not just that, but also with the anonymous sex.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be commonplace within the community. So I talk about all those things, and so that's why I call the book Words Never Spoken, because it's things that we don't typically talk about.
True, very much so. Oh, and some people are just afraid to.
Right.
And even with some people want to, but they want to find the right person that won't. People talk. Mm-hmm. People run their mouths, especially if you get in an altercation with friends. A lot of times they want to use what you said to them against you. I've been through that before, and it's so you get to a point in life where it's like, who can you really trust with your personal business? So
and one of the things that I've also wanted to bring up too in the book is just how we're so unkind to each other. Mm-hmm. We're so mean very much to each other, and the only way that I can really rationalize it is I know when I first moved to Atlanta, I was writing for a theater company. And so, of course, with the theater company, you have a lot of gay guys that are in the theater company. And so I made it my business to stay away from all the gay guys. But because, like, what really it boils down to is you hate in them what you hated in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and it was that whole idea of femininity and just that whole thing. And so, it really is just internalized homophobia. And that's one of the things, that's the root of what we need to get to really get to a point where we really embrace and love ourselves and accept ourselves and stop waiting for people to accept us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the book. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it hit home on some things that I had either dealt with or was dealing with. Some of the experience, I know when you said in your book you came out at 22, that's around the time I did or started to act on things at that age. So I was a late bloomer, as they say.
Yeah, me too. That's
Right.
what I say.
Yeah. So a lot of it I could familiarize myself with and see. I was like, wow, I dealt with some of this, I dealt with some of that, and I haven't dealt with a whole lot of the relationship part of it that you had put in there, but some of it I could speak on just from friends and other people that I knew or may have dealt with similar situations. I was like, wow, I've been, a friend of mine dealing with this and that. So it was very relatable. That's the word that I want to say for the book. Very relatable, and I felt like you didn't pull no punches. Like you kept it straight, no chaser, so to speak. But it was done in a very sophisticated, classy way, so to speak, for the young people to be intrigued, but the older people to accept what you've been through because they have been through the same thing, and still been able to sprinkle a little bit of extra spices to bring that entertainment perspective of it. So I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I really did. I did, because as you know, I was like texting you periodically, letting you know what page I was on, and I'm almost done.
People do that. People who know me do that, and people who don't know me, they end up emailing or they reach out through Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or somewhere like that. But I'm humbled by it. Like I can never get used to that.
Yeah.
And for me, thank you is the biggest, the highest compliment that somebody can pay me for that. So I mean, a lot of times I look at the emails and it brings tears to my eyes because there was a point that I really didn't know if I was going to release it because I was so transparent.
Right.
Because I was so honest. But what I've learned now since the book has been out is that it's not just my story. It really is a universal story, and not just gay people.
Right.
I've had a lot of women who emailed me to say that they could relate to the story as well.
That's good.
So yeah, I mean, because I also write about my journey as an entrepreneur. So it's not just the gay part is just the backdrop of it.
Right.
But
That's just a small percentage of who you are, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. With anybody they come across that may be gay, whether it be a female or male, that it's only a small percentage of who we are. It's not completely who we are. Like for me, I don't wear my sexuality on my sleeve. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Like that's just me. I don't hide who I am. I've become comfortable in my own skin.
Right.
So I don't have anything to hide when it comes to something like that. But people make it seem like that's you're interested in everybody. Every dude you see, you're interested in them. Or some straight men think you're interested in them. I'm like, we have tastes just like y'all do. Right. So don't make it.
And it's always the ones that you never even look at.
Right. It's like, dude, I don't even. What do you mean? I'm like, that's not even the case here. Like, calm down. Put on the brakes. It's okay. Jeez.
Yeah, but I have an event that's going to be on May 28th, and I want to invite everybody out. It's a reading. It's a reading and a signing. I'll read a piece from the book. We'll do a Q&A. We'll have this bar. But it's going to be on May 28th from 7 to 9. It's going to be at Creative Alliance here in Baltimore.
Creative Alliance. I know it's Patterson.
The information is on my website, which is craigthewriterstewart.com.
Cool.
But
Okay, good. Craig, we're gonna come back to you. I'm gonna so we can. I know after we're gonna talk to Raven, take a music break, come back, and I know you want to read some
a little snippet
from your book. So, Mr. Raven, the Virgin.
The Virgin, indeed.
On the Styyle Chronicles.
Indeed.
Richie, you brought us in, so I didn't tell you what our chronicle is tonight. For those that haven't seen it on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and what have you, the name of our chronicle for tonight is called A Peace of Mind. That's Peace. And I wanted Raven to be on the show because Raven is a certified life coach.
Yes, sir.
Am I correct?
Absolutely.
And I've known you for years.
Right.
How many?
Years.
I didn't quite hear you again. Sorry.
You heard me.
Okay.
For quite a long time.
Yes.
Okay?
Indeed.
Yeah. So you always had this,
I'm not doing anything.
how can I explain it? This personality, this aura about you that was, you always came back to the spectrum of always having peace and wanting to be calm even through the storm, and always want to rectify a crazy situation and, and try to minimize it and try not to let it get to grow like wildfire. Since I've known you've been that way, and even through your different endeavors with Escape the Matrix and the Revolution and the Love Movement, and I'm probably there's some more I can't think off the top of my head, but those are the ones,
good though.
but yeah, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Escape the Matrix, the Love Movement, and Revolution. And I know you always wanted to do, bring the knowledge and wisdom and wellness to the community, no matter straight, gay, doesn't matter. You always wanted to do that. Women, men, it didn't matter. So for you to be here tonight just kind of brought it full circle for me. So tell us how did you get to this this element of wanting to be a certified life coach, having that realm of peace and equality, and the calm, bringing calm before the storm, and how did that come to pass for you?
My journey as far as health and wellness and being a life coach, I believe started when I was 21 years old.
Okay.
I always tell people the story of when I realized my purpose on this earth,
Right.
and that took place at 21. I was sitting in my sister's condo in Orlando, Florida. My family had left to go to Disney World, and I was all Disney World out at that point. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to chill out, and I'm going to stay here. And I read the second book by Elin Harris, Just As I Am. I was reading Just As I Am, and there's a point where Raymond, who was the main character, his best friend had told him that he felt like he needed to talk to God. At this time, I was 21, and he said talk to him out loud. So Raymond had this point in the book where he decided he wanted to talk to God out loud, and it was uncomfortable for him. But I decided that I wanted to do the same thing. So I said to myself, okay, I'm just going to try this, and I'm going to see what it's like to speak to God out loud. So opened my mouth, and I began to speak, and I began to hold this conversation with God that completely and utterly changed my life. And I tell my students, I tell my clients all the time, for those who believe in God, that there's nothing in this world like speaking to God out loud. There's a freedom in it. And from that conversation, I realized my purpose on this earth, and my purpose on this earth was to help people.
Gotcha.
So my journey began to discover, these different steps, and you've been there for a lot of those different steps, different incarnations. Initially, Revolution, which was my multimedia company that I created, which housed Escape the Matrix, which was our online magazine that we had, and that was my way of being able to help people, reaching out to those who may feel as though they were misfits, as I call those who follow what it is that I do. The misfits had a home, a place where they could feel like they belonged.
Right.
That was my contribution to the world stage. But then, the evolution continued to where we are now with the Love Movement. And everything that I do in health and wellness came from, in September of 2010, there were a bunch of different bullying situations that were going on college campuses. 2011 it may have been, because that's when I created the Love Movement. I was on a radio show. It was October the 11th, 2011. And I was having a conversation with the host about bullying and how we could make the necessary steps forward to stop kids from committing suicide and things of that nature. And you know me, I've always been very action oriented,
Right.
And don't speak unless you're going to do something about it.
Right.
So in that conversation, I created the Love Movement. And the Love Movement was an organization which was initially a nonprofit that I wanted to create to be able to give people an understanding of the importance of love and peace and light, and knowing that no matter who you are, race, color, sexuality, anything of that nature, we are all one through love. That took me to 2 years ago when I became 3 years ago I became an ordained sensei under the Buddhist faith. and which led me to 2 years ago when I got my certification as a life coach.
Okay.
And that's when I created, just to bring this full circle, that's when I created the Healing Space, which is an event that I host here in Baltimore, which I've branded. And now I have the Healing Space, the original, which is an artist space for events, where we bring an artist to come in and tell their story, and we have a conversation as a way of being able to have kind of a cathartic experience for everyone, the audience and the artist. My event that starts this coming Saturday, which is the Healing Space, the Love and Light sessions, which will be my workshop where I'll do Reiki, which is spiritual healing, life coaching, and yoga. And then starting on June 28th is the Healing Space, the LGBT edition, which I'll be doing with Love the Poet, which is going to be 4 times a year, where we're going to open up a space for the LGBT community where they can feel as though they can have a place where they can come, a safe haven, to be able to not only perform their art, but also have deep, interesting conversations about what's going on in their world.
Interesting. I like that. I like that. You know, it's always good to see me being a fellow artist, you know, and seeing other fellow artists do their thing, and we all come together and we all do different things, but we're still considered artists. Like, I like that. I like that, you know, we can all come in, actually, like right now.
Right.
Like, all come in one space and be able to provide something from our own experiences and our own inspirations and aspirations and goals, and be able to put it, I almost feel like a big old pot.
Right.
And just, you know, turn the pot really, you know, like you stirring soup or something.
Right.
And then, you know, taste the flavor of the soup with all these ingredients from all these different types of artists, and this is great, wonderful gumbo or whatever it is, and you just feel fulfilled at the end of the night. And I like that. I like, especially when men do it. Especially when men do it. I don't care if straight, gay, I don't care about all that.
Right.
But especially when men do it, especially men of color do it, because we're, you know, a lot of people already have labels on us, you know, about we're never going to be anything, we're not going to do anything, we're going to either be in jail or 6 feet deep.
Right.
You know, and then especially if they find out that, you know, African American men are gay, then we're going to die, we're going to go to hell, and all that. They wish nothing but the worst of us. So it's just good that we can prove them wrong.
Right.
And be able to overcome those negative things that they put out there in the universe.
Absolutely.
So I'm just glad that, you know, with us knowing each other for so long, and being able to come together on different, you know, different elements, and be able to provide different experiences for others to feel like they can relate and be impacted. I think that's absolutely great. So I commend you for the journey that you've been on, and to give back to the community, not just the LGBTQ community, but to everyone.
Thank you.
So I think that's absolutely phenomenal, because it's hard work. And especially when you have
Indeed,
so
it
many
is.
negative people in your ear, or even on, you know, now on social media, you know, they're waiting for you, they're sitting back and waiting for you to decline and not do well.
It's funny that you would say that, because it was eating away at my spirit, and I wanted so badly to post it today. But I started off this morning. I have something that I'm doing right now called the 28-day meditation challenge, and we're entering the last week. And in the last week, one of the challenges is to be very cognizant of your speech. Paying close attention to what it is that you say, gossip and things of that nature, holding back, doing your best to speak nothing but light and love. So even though this wasn't going to be negative, I wanted to really speak on the fact that it's amazing how so much negativity is celebrated in our society.
Oh, yes.
It's celebrated.
I love negativity, yes! Like, really? Really?
You tear someone down on social media and the likes are nonstop.
I could post something so great, and 3 people like it.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
3 people? But if I put something real ratchet out there, I'll get 1,000 likes in like a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you this, and this shocked me this weekend, because I was posting pictures from my graduation. And of course, I didn't see all of them at one time as it was going. But once I looked back over the weekend from like yesterday, from Saturday, I was noticing that they were like 100 likes, over 100 likes, over 200. I was like, oh, really? Okay.
Wait a minute, I got you though. It's something about pictures. Now you put up a status talking about the fact that you're not only on the radio, but now Terrence is going to have his own television show.
Oh, right.
Those likes on that status, be like,
That's
oh,
true.
okay.
Right.
Put up a picture.
Put a picture,
I put up
that's
pictures
true.
of my boyfriend and not kissing. We're in the hundreds. Like that. They're on it. Something about pictures.
That is true. Pictures, right? You're absolutely right.
Okay.
But yeah, the status is without the pictures. You're absolutely right. You can definitely put something positive out there, and they
Right.
3 people.
Put up something about my
Your
Angelou.
mom
You
had
have like
2
two
aunts
like
like it.
exactly.
Like, my mom had
That's
2
what I
aunts.
Right. My what?
Right.
Hmm?
Is she still living? Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know who she is. Never heard of her. I'm just, you know how people are. Like, I know who is that lady.
You talk about those Atlanta housewives though.
Right?
Mm.
Can go in. Can do play the video from
Right, the whole
from
thing.
Portia and Kenya for like 500 years.
Don't do it.
Really? What? I'm just saying. Hey.
You say you're getting home now. Don't do that.
Okay.
You know it's true though, Richie. You know it's true.
We can debate that.
Oh, so really? You want to debate that?
Next episode, the debate. Yeah.
He always want to debate me. Oh, you always want to go against me. Why?
I mean,
I do nothing but give you kindness.
I don't have no applause today, but we're gonna talk about that later.
I told you about the.
That was a setup.
Anywho, Raven, you just want to embarrass me. It's cool. I can take it. It's all right. But yeah, you have a valid point. Like you can put one great, wonderful, beautiful butterflies, flowery type statuses and womp womp. But you can put I just smacked somebody on the bus stop. What? Really? When? Where? You got a picture?
Right, where?
You got a video? Really? You want to
Is
see
it
that?
still going on?
Really
I
wanna
wonder
see
if I
that?
can get there.
Yeah.
Right.
No, don't. That's not nice. Don't do that. So I mean, but so how did you come to fruition that you wanted to be a certified life coach? Like that's a serious step to be somebody's life coach. Like I could really come to you and get some advice from you?
Indeed, you can.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well,
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Can I ask a question? Can
Yeah.
you like clarify exactly what a life coach does? Because a lot of people
A
really don't.
certified life coach.
Yes.
You have to put certified on it, right? No?
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll let you answer his and then I'll go back to my. Go ahead.
Certified DJ too.
Where the receipts?
You ain't asking for no receipts.
I haven't completed my interview yet, so maybe I will. Hold fast.
But he's not gonna do that. We're not gonna.
You have your receipt?
There is a physical
Okay.
certification.
Do you have your physical certification? Really?
And you will see it on Thursday.
Okay. I'm gonna come right up in the DJ booth and see it. Carry on, Raven.
The best way, the easiest way, the most lame way to explain what a life coach is would be to say we're a friendlier therapist. Pretty much, you know. A lot of times with therapists, you have to meet them where they are. You know, they may have an office or something of that nature. With a life coach, we come out to you. With some of my clients, I had a client that we spent the day at Druid Hill Park. And that was one of our sessions, you know. We sat out there and she was able to vent, speak about what she needed to talk about. I gave my advice. With me, I'm different in the sense that I'm not just a life coach, I also do spiritual healing and meditation. So I make sure to incorporate that in my sessions with my clients as well. I teach them how to chant, you know. I teach them how to be able to get into a space where you can be around. I've meditated on 34th Street in New York. I teach them to get to the point where you can just completely wipe out all of that noise, you know. So as a life coach, to get back to your actual question, it's serious with us. I don't want to make it seem like it's not serious. It's serious. What it is that we do to help you is serious. But we want you to feel like you're talking to a friend. Absolutely. You know, you should be able to feel like you're talking to Richie when you're talking to me. It's just that you're paying these people to give you this advice that's on a different level.
Well, wait a minute. You said that you have to talk like you're a friend.
Yes.
You just said talk.
You know
to
what?
What makes you think we friends?
It's just business.
I did just fire him.
That's true. It did start
You
off
fired
with
me. When did you
yeah.
fire me?
I mean, you weren't.
Yeah, you
weren't in the
you were
room.
out of the room. Yeah.
Oh, so when I'm out, so since I was out the room, you fired me? Really?
Yeah. You're working off the clock now.
What is the name of the show?
Ooh.
My name is Terrence too, actually. So, but.
No, not the host. What is the name of the show?
The Terrence Scott Show.
No, it's called the Styyle Chronicles. Right. Don't get it twisted. Don't embarrass yourself in front of company, please don't. It's not polite.
We go through this every time I'm
It's
here.
not nice.
Every time I'm here.
But who's to say we're friends? He's just here taking up space. So next time. Okay. So anywho. Okay. So going back to before we go to a music break. Okay. I don't know if I feel comfortable. Since you're a certified life coach and I've known you for some time, I don't know if I would feel comfortable talking to you.
Now that
Well,
works. That works differently, all according to who you are.
Well, why
now
not?
there are some people that's uncomfortable with. I have somebody who came to me specifically for what you just said. They didn't want to go to somebody who was a stranger because they would have to take weeks of the person getting to know who they were before they could really dig deep into what was going on. I had a client who came to me and was like, you know what? I want to skip past all that. The fact that you know me means that we can skip past all those weeks. Let's just really get to the crux of the issue. But it goes both ways.
I don't know, because I know you pre-certified life coach,
Right.
so you know some things about me that I may not want you to go back to that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if how I felt.
But don't you think that would help him?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't.
But it's just that. That's what we need to get past
Me
for the healing.
personally, I'd rather have some stranger that totally doesn't know me, and that I can, because there's no. I feel like there would be no judgment. Personally, that's just how I feel. I feel like people that are have been in my circle, and I've expressed certain things to them, have immediately judged me.
Really?
And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I've known you for quite some time. Why would you even? What? Really? We doing that? I'm just saying that's
Right.
what I've had.
Okay.
Versus me talking to a stranger, they totally don't know me, so they're not gonna. They don't have this. They don't already have this notion of who I am. With people I've known, if they know that I'm this particular person and I've strived to be this particular way, but once they find out I have flaws,
Yeah.
or that I don't dot all my I's and cross all my T's and put the periods at every sentence, then they're looking at me weird. And I'm like, why are you looking at me weird? I believe red like you do, or do you not believe red? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I've got.
Fascinating to me.
Right, that's why I said I don't know if I would be comfortable, because
I feel like I would be more comfortable.
I would want to be, because he
Right.
does know me.
Right.
You would have to just be able to get to a point
Right.
where you would realize I wasn't going to judge you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm saying that to say that if I didn't know how you are as a person, I would feel some kind of way.
Right.
Because you know me pre your certified life coach. But knowing that that's not you,
Right.
I would. I'm just using it as an example.
Example,
That
right.
if I didn't know that you was this person that provided nothing but positive energy, you was all this negative person, but you try to cover it up.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I'm a certified life coach. You know, people do that. They try to cover up something, but really deep down in the core, you're just a nasty bitch. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? People do that. They give this try to pretty up everything.
Right.
It's like women that put on makeup and weave. When they take that off, they look like Boo Boo the damn fool.
They're wearing a mask.
They're wearing a mask, right? And I feel like some people do that. They cover up, well, I'm a certified this, or I'm this, or I write this, or I'm a stylist for this, and really? And when you call out certain things, they don't know what it is. And I'm like, well, you said you were this, but you don't even know what that is.
So that's a good question then. Does what you do dictate how you act outside of what you do?
For some people, that would probably be a yes. For me, however, that would be a no. Who I am as a life coach, I have been branding myself since I was a teenager. I believe very, very much in branding. I teach classes on branding. So Raven as a person, although I'm always cognizant of what it is that I do, and for the record, that actually plays that plays a positive to me and a detriment. There are a lot of people who I reach out to who I would like to be able to help, but they think that I'm fake. They honestly do. Because I don't act a certain way, they don't believe that I'm genuine. Because of the positive and stuff that, no, you're a witness. You've known me for over a decade. So you know who I
Wait a
am.
minute, time out. Did you just say a decade?
I
Yes.
was wondering about those years.
Yeah.
Did you just put like a number on that?
Oh, my apologies. It was supposed to be a
Yes.
My bad.
I need you to follow the freaking protocol. Anywho, carry on.
But yes, so you know who I really am. There are some people who will see me on social media and assume that all the positive status messages, the quotes, all of those things, I'm fake. Because I don't decide that I'm going to go off and talk about him or her and be quote-unquote messy. That's not real, you know? But this is who I am. When I'm on the radio, after we're done and we leave out of here, when I'm talking to you on the street, this is me, 24/7, so.
All right, guys, on that note, we're going to take a music break. When we come back, we have more with Raven and Craig, and also we have Troy, the trainer Richardson, is in the building. He's going to give that true life, so we're going to talk to him and get that true life after the music break. So keep it locked, more Style Chronicles in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Boom.
All right, people, we're back. It's the All New Style Chronicles. I am your host, Terrence Styles. I'm in the studio with my handsome guest co-host on this Monday evening. Richie Sky's in the building.
Yay, yay.
Stole my shades.
You put them.
Bitch stole my look.
Understand you.
The Chronicle for tonight is called A Peace of Mind. That's P-E-A-C-E. The guest I have in the studio is author Craig Stewart is in the building. And none other than certified life coach is Raven Akundayo is in the building as well. And also coming up, we have Troy Richardson. He always gives that true life. Troy, please be diligent with me today because you always spilling some kind of knowledge that has me wondering, and I'd be like, So,
Things that make you go,
right, without further ado, we have Troy Richardson giving that true life, sir. What's going on?
What's going on with you? How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Great.
Good.
All right, awesome. Good.
So what you got for us?
Well, today we'll talk a little bit about intermittent fasting. So you probably hear about that in the media, people talking about it, and I'm just gonna kind of give you some more information on that, how you can utilize that in your own weight loss goals. So that's what we have today.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Wait, so this intermittent fasting, I can do this weekend, and
You actually could.
you're looking good for Memorial Day weekend.
I mean,
All roads lead to Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
I'm just trying to check and see what I can do.
There you go. So for those who don't know, I am Troy the Trainer, life systems coach, creator and lead trainer of True Force Integrative Health and Fitness Systems, which is a personal and group coaching company that utilizes holistic approaches to health, fitness, and wellness to ensure maximum efficiency and long-lasting results with all my clients.
Nice, nice.
Once again, talking about intermittent fasting. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much just making a conscious decision to omit certain meals out of your day.
Now, why would one want to do that? Like, so I'm somebody who likes to eat. So please tell me why I would want to omit a meal.
Okay.
Even though I know we have these goals, how is this helping me? What is
Okay,
this
so
doing for me?
first, omitting, all right, so you have what's mitochondria, right? That's
Okay.
the epicenter of how you burn calories in the body. It's
Right.
Mitochondria. It's a symbiotic relationship with the body. It was used to be a freestanding bacteria, and then through evolution, it merged with, what's called, all so mammals,
Mhm.
living beings,
Gotcha.
and to metabolize food and create energy for the body, right? So
Okay.
the thing about mitochondria is the more, and we talk about this a lot of times, it takes energy to do everything in the body. Everything from moving your arm to blinking to walking to talking to breathing, it takes energy to do that.
Right.
So every time that you give the body an excess of energy, it has to do work just to store it, like in the form of fat, right?
Gotcha.
So think about it like this. If you are constantly think of a bank, right? So you have a surplus of money, right?
Okay.
So think about it this way. So you have a certain limit, and you continually try to exceed that limit, well, there's going to be some adverse effects, like penalties, things of that nature. Same thing with mitochondria. The more that you utilize it and cause the body to have to convert all this energy, they burn out quicker.
Okay.
So that can have traumatic effects on your quality of life going forward, how long you live.
Right.
The studies have shown that if you have a reduced caloric intake over time, you actually can preserve the body a little longer, a lot longer actually, like by decades. Sometimes. So it's just a good thing in terms of health.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then when it comes to like fat loss, anytime that you have in excess, like we said, we talked about, and there's no need for the extra calories, you will store them. When you put the body into a deficit, then you break that fat down to make up for what you're missing in your day. So like I said, to support my weight before, we talked about this,
Right.
it's roughly 23 to 2,400 calories.
Okay.
I weigh 220 pounds. If I don't meet that requirement every single day, any extra fat content that I have must be broken down to make up for that difference. If I don't have that, that's when my weight will drop because I can't support that weight.
Okay.
So the idea behind intermittent fasting is you're reducing calories in one major shot. So like if you reduce 2 meals, it could be like 1,000, 1,500 calories depending on what you eat. the idea is over time, you're getting the body used to this process. It normally takes about 84 hours for glucose levels to kind of balance out and not have any adverse effects. After that, it's a little shaky, so you don't want to like fast no longer than 2 days.
Okay.
But there's a lot of benefits to that because the body will then become used to not ingesting all of these calories. So when it takes a pattern. So like it takes about 2 weeks for the body to become accustomed to any type of pattern. So if you're consistently eating, you're always engorging your food, high calorie foods, the digestive tract gets used to that process, the body gets used to eating. That hunger hormone is what's called ghrelin. So sorry for butchering it, but it's what's responsible for that hunger regulation, that appetite feeling, like I'm feeling hungry and not feeling hungry.
That growl.
Right. That's response. It's a call and response. It's a
What?
it's a call and response. So over time, the body through this fasting process will get used to you not ingesting all of these calories, and you'll get used to it, and then that'll be not an easy way, but that will be an efficient way for you to kind of speed up your weight loss, fat loss goals, I should say. Help. You give your digestive tract a break. I mean, that's always good. Yeah. So those are the reasons why you would do it, or why you would consider doing that. Yeah.
So Troy, you said you're 220. So is that that's where you want to stay?
That's my balance.
So you don't want to go lower than that?
No, I've been 230, and that was heavy for me.
Okay.
So
220. That's
220.
it. No
Yeah,
more.
I was 230. So when I got to 230, I gained that really quickly, and that was because I was ingesting like more than 1,000 calories on top of what I needed to support my weight. That is kind of hard for the body to utilize and create new muscle. That's a lot of calories. So in that biological process, I was creating fat from that excess of calories. So when I went up to 230, 8 pounds of that was actually fat and only put on 2 pounds of muscle. So I intermittent fasted, so I would have all my carbs early in the day, and I would cut it off about like 3 o'clock, and then I would just have like moderate to high protein, really good fats, like a lot of coconut oil, a lot of olive oil for brain function, heart health, good stuff. And that would keep me satisfied. The first day was kind of rough because you feel a little lethargic, and that's because you don't have this big influx of carbohydrates to fuel, the metabolic processes like you've been used to. So that first day of fasting was hard, but the next day it got a little easier, and then after that I was coasting. And then from there I broke out of my fast, and then I would hit the gym, increase my protein concentration, increase my carbs to fuel that work. Like we talked about it before, carbs is the body's currency. Protein is the work. So you need currency to pay your workers. You need carbs to create or synthesize new muscle out of that protein.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So 220 is where you're staying at.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm just want to clarify that. That's okay. That's a lot. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And another thing too, to help with insulin sensitivity. So if you're someone who's diabetic or hypoglycemic, where like your blood sugar, if you're hyperglycemic, where your blood sugar is like always high, like above normal, you would kind of want to consult your doctor or your primary care to decide whether this option is good for you. To actually help with maintaining blood sugar naturally, things like cinnamon. It's really good to help with glucose support, alpha lipoic acid, which is an antioxidant, which helps keep insulin levels pretty basal. So if you are diabetic or you have hyperglycemia where your blood sugar is always spiking, that helps regulate that, and that actually help you with weight management as well. You don't get those spikes in weight, those fluctuations, those crazy drops in weight, those crazy gains in weight. And fat, I should say.
I'm interested to see what your refrigerator looks like. I'm just curious. I'm just interested to know what your refrigerator, your as they say, your cupboards look like. I'm just curious.
Really, I've said it before, time and time again. It's not about what you eat; it's how you eat it.
Right. I mean, exactly.
The same things most people, just not the way that they eat normally.
And I'm with you on that. I'm the same way. It's just I don't know. I guess when you say it, it seems like, damn, am I doing it right? I think I am. I don't eat like that, and when I eat. I'm in moderations, and I don't eat the wrong things, and I'm mindful of when I eat it, and I don't lay down after I eat. So I'm just, and I don't intake a lot of carbs, and I do the veggies and the fruit, but when Troy says, it's like, damn, am I doing it right?
I'm a big proponent on, like, you know, outward appearance. Like, if you feel good and you feel like you're on a good track, and you feel like, then that's
I be feeling good. I mean, and then most important, this is the thing, and I think let me just say this, and I think I said this I think I put this out in Facebook land a while ago. I said, I exercise because I want to be healthy, but I also exercise because I want to make sure I look good naked. And when I look in the mirror, I look good. So I'm like, well, damn, I am doing it right. I mean, I know, Troy, you say it, but when you say it, sometimes my mind be like, well, am I? But at the end of the day, when I don't have no clothes on, I'm like, I'm doing it right. Just Troy just tripping and saying his own little lingo, giving that true light. But I got the true light too, but I'm just, I got it. It's all good.
It's just another.
Good day. No, it's good day. It's good morning. Trust me, it's good morning.
Good night.
It's not good night. Oh, it's good morning.
Good night.
Trust me, it's a good morning. It is.
You know, I have a question. What times are you eating? How many times a day? How many
Why?
meals?
Like 8.
No.
No.
Okay, so about that, man. So it's always going to be calories in, calories out. Now, some calories are better than others, obviously. So you hear empty calories a lot, right? All that really points to is more or less processed foods that all the nutrients have been taken out of. Prime example, like white bread. White bread has been processed to the point where it's been bleached, and all like 36 forms of like what's called endosperm, it's the actual grain, the actual vitamins that's in the bread has been taken out, and that's for better consumption. People like it soft, they like it. It's a lot of times it's really how it looks. Well, that would be considered an empty calorie because it's just carbs and nothing else. Just like you go and have a piece of cake, it's generally just going to be sugar. I mean, eggs here and there, but it's such a process to it. There's really no value. You know what I mean? So
stop eating those big chunks of pieces of cake at the restaurant, Richie. I be seeing you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You be posting it. I be seeing you.
Thank you.
You post it. Don't post it no more.
Thank you.
No, but you asking me like what is as far as like my calories, or what were you asking?
How many times do you eat a day?
Okay, yeah. So I personally eat 4 times a day.
Oh, okay.
Like 6 times a day, like that gets tedious.
Ooh,
It's not really necessary. A lot of people think that you have to.
Of course, with you it sounds fun.
A lot of people believe that you have to eat constantly to get the metabolism
Right. That's why I eat all the time.
It's yes. What you're mostly seeing is a minimization of like a spike in insulin. So you're getting more dietary fiber. Your blood sugar is pretty basal. So that way you're not going to have situations where the body's going to store fat really quickly, which will happen on that's why like a lot of people who have diabetes will get that first spike in weight gain, and over time it's going to drop because they can't absorb the carbohydrates due to lack of insulin, which is what's responsible for that. But it's not necessary in terms of metabolic like spiking. Like you can do that, like I said, with intermittent fasting. You can have the body raise metabolism up that way, and you just cycle in and cycle on. It's like a bike. It's like it's interval training. Like
Okay.
you're not giving you're taking away the body's what's called homeostasis. Like it's taking away its comfortability.
Okay.
So if we were like back in the day, like prehistoric times, like we didn't have a refrigerator. We didn't have an ability to look at our watch and say, "Oh, it's time to eat." Like it didn't go down like that. So a lot of energy was expended looking for meals, and when they did, it was generally giant meals to last them for a day and a half, 2 days.
So pretty much they went off the ground in their stomach.
Off the ground. So something like that.
I mean, it goes back to the growl, Troy. You get that growl in your stomach. Oh my God, it's time to eat.
It's done.
Because especially back then, you said they had no watches, no clocks. It's like, the growl, yeah, it's time to eat.
Yeah, that's right. That was our nature's time to eat.
Right.
But yeah, it's good in a way that and plus if you're in a situation where you want to increase muscle definition, increase mass, it actually will help that because you're going to get situations where, like we talked about insulin sensitivity, you don't have all this insulin just sitting there. Like it's very low amounts of it, And then when you hit it with a decent meal or a large meal, the body's going to make extra attempts to use that and metabolize that specifically for repair.
Mm.
So you've been running. Think about it. You've been running around all day, chasing tigers, whatever. But in our day and time, in our day and time, ripping and running, working, going to the gym, and so right after that period of time, you ingest these calories. The body's going to use that for the repair process, which actually happens even while you're working out. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a post-workout, pre-workout type thing. It's through the entire process.
Okay. What else you have for us?
That's it.
Oh wow, Troy, I swear, I have to be more prepared and equipped when you come on the show. I always feel like I am, but when you start talking, it's like, damn it, I thought I was prepared, but then I feel like I really wasn't.
You always.
But okay, so I'm all right. Okay, cool. So Troy, how can people reach out to you? And I'm excited to know about this boot camp. I've been talking to you about this because I've lost one activity that I used to do on Saturdays, and I need to fulfill it with something else. So I need to be involved, and I trust you, Troy. So I feel like I need to be involved in whatever you're doing. And certain things that I'm trying to do to maintain and to increase in my body. The summer's coming and I'm not getting any younger and my birthday's next month, so I need to make sure I maintain. I need to maintain,
right.
What I'm working on.
Okay.
Just saying.
Well, just to recap, we have a camp coming up, so it's our True Empowerment Body Camp. That'll be held at the Soccer Dome in Jessup, as well as Harmon's. It's roughly outside of from downtown areas, maybe like 10 to really 15 to 20 minutes. Drive at the most. A lot of giveaways, a lot of promotions. It's going to be just an amazing thing.
Okay.
A lot of team building. If you're looking to drop some fat really quickly, get some nutrition advice. If you want just a holistic experience, come on out.
Okay, cool. How can people reach out to you?
Well, you can hit me on Instagram, Troy the Trainer, Twitter, True Force Troy, Facebook, Troy the Trainer. And if you have any questions, you can hit me at asht3@trueforce.com, and I got you.
Good stuff. All right, Troy.
Also, information is free.
Oh, right. Yes, information is free. Yes. All right. Thank you, Troy, for always giving that true life, the true you every day, real you, the true you, all that good stuff. I always get fulfilled when Troy comes on. How about you, Richie?
You know what I've learned since I've been able to spend a little bit of time with him is that this is a science. It really is a science.
It is a science.
Yeah.
And it involves a lot of consistency. So
Yeah. Consistency and
always
discipline
been informative.
and sacrifices.
So,
Yes, I know about sacrifices very well. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, we have more with Raven and Craig, so don't go nowhere. More Style Chronicles in a minute. But we're back. I am your host, Terrence Styles. I'm in the studio with my handsome guest co-host on this Monday evening, Richie Sky. Certified DJ Richie Sky.
Get into it.
Yeah,
get all the way into it.
Right. Our chronicle for tonight is a peace of mind. I have author Craig Stewart in the building and Raven Okundayo, who's a certified life coach. And so if you want to get some, have some questions for either Raven or Craig, you can call us up at 888-400-5574. Again, 888-400-5574. And we just got some great true life from Troy, the trainer. Richardson, he always gives that true life, the real you every day. Or if you like to be the true you every day, you can do that as well. So Raven, I have a question that was presented by I call him my roller coaster buddy, Mr. Bouvier. He said, let me make sure I say it right, because I don't want to say Richie said, oh my God. So does telling people,
Yeah.
like I'm laughing even trying to get it out.
It's like that.
Does telling people to get your life qualify as a life coach?
It's a life coach. That's more like a life assistant.
Life assistant. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just going by the question.
Right.
That Mr. Bouvier had sent me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bouvier.
Yeah. Right.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd say my roller coaster buddy is something else.
It's something.
Craig, I'm
Yeah.
going to move to you right now. You wanted to give us a little snippet, little piece
From Words Never Spoken.
from Words Never Spoken for people to be inspired. Right,
Well, I don't know if this piece is gonna really inspire, but
or maybe
yeah, to pique some
attract
interest.
Yeah, pique some interest.
Okay,
Is it juicy?
of course.
Okay.
But you know, since we're censored, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
are.
selected a spot where I could stop.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, but I still want it to be juicy.
Well, I mean, I need a list of what I can say and what I can't. Can I say genitalia or no?
Yeah, you can say genitalia.
No, I don't mean genitalia.
Right.
I mean, you can't say like vulgar genitalia.
Oh, well, then I have a point where I'm gonna stop. Okay, so this is the opening of the book. This is actually the first section that I wrote when I started writing it. The first man I developed real feelings for contracted HIV from the relationship he had prior to us meeting. But he found out 2 months after we met. It was October 1st, 1999 to be exact. I'll never forget that date because that day also marks my youngest nephew's birthday. In truth, Salim didn't know if he contracted the virus from his ex or a stranger because he and his boyfriend did whatever with whomever while in that arrangement. It was dysfunction from the onset. That relationship was indicative of all the fears I harbored about being with another man intimately. Consistent heartache, one after another, fueled by a series of love triangles, cheating, and of course, HIV. After all, haven't we all been programmed to believe the gay community is the breeding ground for this disease? I imagined to be gay would mean being lonely because it meant isolation from family. A life fraught with short-lived relationships ending prematurely because men are believed to be incapable of monogamy in heterosexual relationships. So the idea of two men living happily ever after was inconceivable for me. Thus, I didn't want anything to do with being gay, and I prayed for years that I wouldn't grow up to be. Salim and Wayne never determined who was responsible for bringing the disease into their lives. All he knew was that during an argument that lasted until 4 a.m., his ex told him he needed to be tested. I had just begun exploring my sexuality the year before, so for me, dating someone HIV positive was the equivalent of a girl getting pregnant during her first sexual encounter, a nightmare realized. I had an idea of what being gay in the life entailed long before acting on feelings that followed me through childhood, because family members teased me, calling me sissy, fag, or punk when upset with me, and seeing Paris as burning for the first time, cringing, yet identifying with the people in the documentary. The sneers and taunts from family were packed with enough power to shatter the best self-esteem, and confirmation that gay was wrong. It's the reason many of us grow up despising other gay men, refusing to date those with feminine qualities. I know a great deal of men who struggle with their sexuality because they were molested as children, and a percentage of those men are confused with whether or not they are gay because they were victims of molestation. The answer to that question is deeply personal and specific to each individual. I wasn't molested, and I know I was born gay. It wasn't a choice, it wasn't a decision, nor was it learned. I knew at an early age but chose to avoid it. From what I knew about gay people, all were interested in becoming women, wearing women's clothes, flamboyant, or destined for hell. I wasn't. I concealed my feelings and innermost thoughts from puberty through my college years. I actually believed if I never acted on that which I was avoiding, then I wasn't really gay, and I would somehow escape being gay. It was denial at best, and quite possibly how some men slip into living double lives. I thought suppressing the feelings was the remedy for not being gay as an adult, and the route around all the labels that came with it. As a teenager, I was never attracted to any male in particular. I was simply intrigued by the male physique in gym classes, and porn if my friends and I happened to watch. My first sexual experience was with one of my childhood friends. His family had a motorhome parked in their backyard, and from time to time his mother used it to watch the soaps or to nap. We climbed in one day when it was unoccupied and took turns humping each other on the bed with our pants around our ankles and our penises pressed against each other. For years I chalked it up as kids experimenting. I pushed the experience so far to the edge of my memory that I almost forgot it happened. It was difficult denying to myself that I was gay when my wet dreams were no longer about girls, but boys. Dreams aren't planned. I couldn't control them. Then there were trips to Owings Mills Mall in Maryland to sneak peeks at Black Inches magazine. This magazine wasn't as tasteful or artistic as Playgirl in the way that they photographed their models. These men were black, completely naked, erect, and posed in a sleazy, leave nothing to the imagination kind of way. My heart raced and my palms sweat as I carefully removed the magazine from the plastic cover while keeping an eye on the unassuming store clerk. I would stuff the plastic somewhere on the bookshelf, grab a copy of Fishing and Hunting magazine to conceal the smut, then find a corner in the store to enjoy. It would have been easier to buy the magazine, but I could only imagine the puzzled look on the store clerk's face when I appeared at the counter to purchase a magazine full of naked men. Not to mention, all I needed was for my mother to find it stashed someplace in my room because she happened to find it. She's the mother that believes it's your room, but that room is in her house. After years of concealing feelings and thoughts, I finally drummed up the courage to go to a gay bar back home in Baltimore after I moved away for school at Hampton University in Virginia. I don't think I could have gone to a gay bar in Baltimore had I not moved away, because I never considered venturing to one in Virginia for fear of running into someone from campus. I was home visiting one weekend and decided to go to Club Buns. Paranoia convinced me that someone would recognize my car or had even memorized my license plate number, so I parked a street or two away from the club. The mind has a wonderful way of convincing us our fears are fact and what isn't is. I wore a wool newsboy hat pulled down over my eyes to avoid eye contact, and a teak-colored peacoat with the collar popped to make it difficult to see my face. What I failed to realize, my attire created mystery that drew attention to me in the tiny, dark, sparsely furnished bar. I sat in the corner looking and observing. I didn't have enough sense to order a drink to appear normal. Instead, I gave a good impression of a recluse. One of the other patrons came over and asked if he could buy me a drink. I declined and he retreated to his place at the bar. The club was dead with the exception of the bartender, DJ, and 2 to 3 patrons who appeared to be regulars, so I left. I returned months later on a night the club hosted strippers, because I liked the idea of men being comfortable naked with other men looking and touching them. I'll stop there because it gets X-rated. It gets X-rated from there. But the book is called Words Never Spoken.
That was good. That was really,
Thank
really
you.
good.
Thank you.
Were you intrigued, Richard?
I was intrigued.
So you getting the book?
I already bought
He
my
already
copy.
wrote,
Oh, you already got it?
I just bought it.
Oh, you just did?
On the break.
He
Oh,
just
look
did
at
it. He
you!
just did it. Before even hearing the snippet,
Look
right?
at you! I didn't even know you could. I guess Hooked on Phonics worked for you, huh? Won't he do it?
He did.
Won't he do it?
did.
Yeah.
Okay. You know.
You did
I
that.
did.
You did that. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Surprised you?
Yeah, you did surprise me.
Boom.
Raven. Raven, what were your thoughts? That was your thoughts?
Right? No, I actually was about to clap, and I was like, oh,
Really?
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
I absolutely appreciate the storytelling,
Thank you.
and as a poet and as a journalist and a writer myself, I appreciate the detail,
Thank you.
the little things.
Your visual. Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like I
absolutely.
need the
That's the
audio
reason why I
version.
appreciate it.
You feel like you need the audio version?
Get the
Do you have? Are you doing?
I
audio
just
version?
finished recording it, so yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, look at
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Bam.
Stuff.
You need to go in there and get that too.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be available soon. It's not available just yet. But
Oh. So you
I
want
just
you rather
finished recording.
listen to it than
Yeah, I think I want to try that from now.
like play it in your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't understand that. I mean, to each his own, but I don't know. I've of course listened to it back, but I can even imagine just listening to somebody just reading, just driving around. What do
You
listen
were
to?
reading it with inflection and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. So I mean, for me, it was like somebody's telling me a story.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
and to
so-
be honest with you, when I go into the characters, when I start talking in the characters' voices, like,
Oh, you do that?
what?
I
Oh.
didn't know you was doing. Really?
I mean, when I get into the
Exactly.
dialogue,
Oh, to the if you have a conversation.
yeah, like when the different characters are talking.
outside of what you just did.
Oh,
when you having a
absolutely. Yeah,
conversation,
yeah,
the
yeah.
people have a.
Yeah, when I get to
So
the
you do different
friendships.
accents and stuff.
No, I don't do different accents,
Okay.
but
But
it's
just trying to change up the voice just a tad bit.
I don't necessarily try to change up the voice, but it's just the inflections, like you said. It
Okay.
depends on what the person said. It's depending on how I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
and then me just trying to remember whoever it was that said it and how they would have said it. So I try to get into character just a little bit.
So what will be what's next for you with the book? I know you've been, doing book signs and things of
Yeah.
that sort, and now you did the audio. So what other things do you want to do with the book? Like, do you want to make it into like some kind of web series?
I would love to turn it into a play.
A play.
Obviously down the line when, at some point I would love to turn it into a film.
Okay.
But right now I'm just still, because I released it independently, so
Right.
it's still moving.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it still has a life of its own.
Right.
So I've been still doing that. I have a signing here in Baltimore on the 28th, and
Right.
as I mentioned before, but excuse me. But I've still just been moving this one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I just recorded the audio book. I want to make that available as soon as I can.
Okay.
I'm writing a second book, but this one is still. There's still a lot of people that haven't tapped into this book.
And
Word
how
of mouth
long has it been out?
This month is 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, this
Okay.
month is 2 years, and it's been steady. It has been steady. I get emails every single day,
Oh, that's good.
which is great. You know what I mean? But all of that's been without any major press. You know what I'm saying? I've been fortunate to come here twice, so this is my second interview with you. But
Right.
in terms of media, in terms of television interview, I haven't done any of that.
Okay.
So it's all been word of mouth and social media.
Well, that'll come.
Yeah,
It's gonna come.
so it's been good.
So have you even thought about like writing another book? Has that even been in your mindset, or you still just?
I am writing another book. I'm halfway through.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm about halfway.
Well, look at that. What are you doing?
But I've been working on other stuff too. Like I've been developing some television stuff.
Okay.
Not just by myself, but with some other people who really do that for a living.
Okay.
But I don't really talk about that until it
Right.
pans
Until it
out.
happens.
Yeah,
Right.
you know,
Smart.
'cause
I feel you.
Yeah, but so that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah, cool. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I'm nosy. What is the new book about?
The
I
new
mean, he
book.
brought it up.
Well, the new book is it's also life experiences.
Okay.
It's not a novel per se, but it definitely it's my life. Like it's called Book of Jewels. It's 10 chapters. The first chapter is called Life. The last chapter is called Death. But then there's a chapter called Dating. There's a chapter called Love and Fear. And each chapter opens with an original quote and just these things that I've been writing over the years and just never really knew what to do with them. But I talk, for example, in the dating chapter, I talk about my experiences dating, the mistakes that I've made, the things that I learned. So it's really, I try to impart the biggest lessons that I've learned about all of those things, whether it's life, whether it's death, whether it's dating, yeah. But it's only 10 chapters.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's only 10 chapters. So I have 5 that are complete, and so I'm finishing the last 5.
That sounds like my life right there. Life, death,
Yeah.
and everything in between.
Yeah, everything in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because we just haven't really had any tool to really kind of tell us how to date.
Absolutely.
So I try to do that in this book.
Okay. All right, we're gonna take a quick music break. When we come back, we're gonna talk to Raven and then find out how people can reach out to Craig and Raven and wrap up tonight's show. All right, so more Style Chronicles in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Yeah. When you have your body flies, yeah, if you see at work and you're like, is it time to go there? But anywho, it is 9:45. We're about to wrap up tonight's show. Before we do, Craig, how can people get the book? How can they reach out to you? All of that juicy stuff.
The book is available on Amazon as well as all of the e-readers. But you can reach me, www.craigthewriterstewart.com, STEWART. And you can buy the book from there too. It'll take you to Amazon or wherever.
Okay. So you have your event next week.
Oh yeah, the 28th.
Are you doing anything in DC this weekend with your book?
No. They kind of got back to me a little late. They just got back to me the other day.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
not that's not good. They should have got to you much earlier.
Yeah.
So you're not part of the festivities.
Yeah.
Sucks.
But I might be out and about over there. We'll see.
Okay, cool. You can have your, backpack of books and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? have your peoples have to
Right, my bag.
Craig Ryder Stewart time.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to, the next book that you write. I'm looking forward to whatever the next things you do with this book. Yeah, I'm super excited for you and the impact that you've had on the LGBT community and even those that are not.
Right.
Because like you said, a lot of this is related to other genders and sexes and things of that sort. So I commend you for writing the book and putting all that, pretty much putting your, I want to say dirty laundry, but putting your laundry out
Putting
there.
my stuff out there.
Yeah, you know what you're doing? You just being good old Bucky naked
Yeah.
with this book.
Yeah.
Just Bucky naked.
Yeah. That's it.
You just let it all out. Just like, this is who I am. Take me or leave me.
This is who I was.
Oh, was.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
correct.
Was.
Clarification there.
It's about growth. So yeah.
All right,
yeah.
cool. Good stuff. That's what's up. Raven,
Yes, sir.
certified life coach.
Yes, sir.
Just had to put it out there.
I appreciate that.
How-
I appreciate that.
How can? Wait a minute. So are you like the male version
Oh
of
boy, here we go.
Iyanla Vanzant?
I was like, we're almost at the end, and no one's mentioned it. We're good. We're good.
Oh, so people ask that?
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, how often I get
So
it.
you thought I was not? You thought I was
Right, I was not gonna do it.
You should have known me by now. But I was gonna bring it up. You should have known.
I actually told one of my clients. I said, we're starting off the first 6 months. We were all good, and I was like, this is gonna be very sweet. We're building a relationship.
Uh-huh.
After that was all over with, I was like, it's about to get really real, because we need to make sure that when this is all said and done, you are a different person from who you were when we first started off. So
Because there isn't a male version of Iyanla, I don't think.
so most people don't even know what a life coach is. So yeah.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
Exactly. Some people think that when you say get your life.
Shade. He just shaded you.
I love you, Damon. I know he knows that that's not what it means, but he
Right.
meant that as a joke. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, my goal is really to create my own lane. I mean, I am a African American gay man who is a life coach. I'm fairly certain I'm not the only one, but my goal is to create my own lane.
Yeah, you are the only one. You're the only one.
I'm the only Raven. This is indeed
There
true.
you go.
Yeah.
Troy, he
Yeah, oh, I'm listening to
Giving
him.
the true life.
Breaking that knowledge down.
Okay.
It's true.
the real you every day. I mean, I'm just saying.
Life coaches need advice too.
I'm glad you said that because I think Richie and I have talked about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, Richie, but I always talk about motivators need motivation.
Yeah.
So where does the life coach get their life coaching?
I personally, well, first of all, the people that I graduated with when I got my certification, these are sisters who I keep in contact with. I graduated, this is when I was living in New York. I graduated in Queens.
Okay.
And I keep in contact with those sisters. But I also have a circle that I call my circle of light. And these are people that I go to for advice, because this is my profession. This is what it is that I do on a day-to-day. But I need that as well. The same way with, psychiatrists. All of these are people that go and they lay on somebody else's couch.
Like
so
who
they can
trains the
talk to them.
trainer?
I know, right?
Who reads to the author?
Who reset you?
Do you read a lot? Like a friend of mine told me. No, I didn't mean it like
No,
that.
I know where you're going with this because I have someone that's a close friend of mine that writes but doesn't like reading.
Okay, so like one of my friends told me, I met her a long time ago. She has written like 2 books at this point. She told me that she's like, Terrence, she's like, you gotta read in order to write. How true is that for you? Like, do you read a lot?
I used to read a lot. I don't read a lot now because I'm so focused on creating my own stuff. But I did just finish reading a book like 2 days ago. I read The Alchemist.
Yeah, good book.
Great
Good
book.
book.
Great book.
Yeah.
And so I just finished reading that, but I don't read as often as I would want to.
Gotcha.
But I have a few on my list now that I want to get to.
Yeah.
So you
Russell
would be
Simmons'
reading
book
more.
is one. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to read Instincts by T.D. Jakes. And then Russell Simmons' book is another one that I want to read, but I haven't got to those two yet.
Okay.
But yeah.
And what about you? Are you currently? Do you have a reading list currently, or
Well, actually, I'm huge on reading. There was an open mic that I used to have here in Baltimore called Storytellers. And the whole goal of Storytellers was, if you were a singer, actor, poet, when you get on stage, you share with us the book that inspired you the most in your life. If you were a regular, you would come there, and every month you would come there, you would let us know a book that you're reading right now. So books are very major to me. If you're friends of mine on Facebook, I also have the Storytellers Book Club, and once a month, as best as I can, I suggest books for everyone to read. Right now, actually, in my bag over there, my gym bag, I have The Four Agreements. And
Somebody else told me to read that.
I made a decision. I'm going to read the 4 Agreements once a year, if not more. That thing is like a manual for life.
Really?
Actually, the event that I have coming up this Saturday, my workshop, in September, we're going to do the 4 Agreements. So that's going to be something that we're going to work on for the entire month of September. So yeah, love reading.
Yeah, I love reading too. I need a physical book. I'm just finished. I think I got the last chapter to read. I love Hill Harper, and I'm finishing up his book.
Okay.
Which one?
Letters to a young.
To Young Brother.
Brother, okay. That's one I had.
And I just love good books. I think before I started reading that, I was reading. Your book was like somewhere towards a couple months ago. I was reading. I forget what book it was. I was just reading. It was somebody's book that they gave to me. I can't remember. But yeah, so I love reading books. I go through books like. I know some people ask me, well, how is it that you can read when I was in school, but you got to read for your classes too? And I'm like, it's easy. Like I do it in my downtime, like because reading for class is different than reading somebody's book. Because especially something that interests you, you're gonna read it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like an obligation.
Yeah, and I think I utilize my time when I'm doing something, I'm able to read at the same time. That's when I do a lot of my reading.
Right.
A lot, so people always say that. I'm like, it's not difficult. Just, and I can separate the two materials. Like my brain, I don't know how the hell it does it, but my brain can separate from the school stuff to the leisure reading that I'm doing.
Right.
So, I know what it was. It was a book by Marshall Bell. It was about Baltimore. It was here. His book was good. Your book was good. I was reading somebody else's book. I was reading like 3 or 4 books at one time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like one after the other.
Wow.
Once I'm done one, I'm like, all right, what's the next book?
What's the next one?
What's the next book to read? So, I think I've read all of Elon Harris's books.
Yeah, I've read all of them.
I do a lot of. I've read some of Terry McMillan's books.
Mm-hmm.
Like the movie she did, a Day Late Dollar Short. I've read that when that first came out. That was out years ago, like early 2000s. That's a thick book, and that book was good. The movie had nothing on the book at all. But I mean, they did it justice somewhat. But yeah, I'm a reader. My mother can tell you, like, you're always reading something. I'm like, yeah, I read. But yeah, I didn't understand that. I was like, how can you write but you don't read? I didn't think that was possible. I'm like, huh? So yeah, like I said, I have a friend of mine who writes, but he doesn't read. He cannot read a book. I'm like, how is that even possible? Like, where they do that at?
Strikes me.
Yeah, right? So yeah, is it because you just consume with your own thoughts and experiences that you do?
I mean, I would never tell anybody that I don't read. I mean, I do read.
Right. But not as much as you used to.
Yeah, not as much
Right.
as I, but he said he doesn't read.
You don't read.
Reason to not read as much because you're promoting your book. You know.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
kind of
And
like
then too-
you get into the business of the business.
Right, and then I don't want to be influenced either.
Gotcha.
Well, he
Very
said
good
that
point.
too,
You know what I
but
Like when I first started writing, I was writing music. Like that's my passion. And so I listened to a lot of music when I was writing though because it was different because it inspired me. Like I have a writing partner, he's in Atlanta, and we would listen to songs that really, really moved us, and then we would listen to whatever track we were writing to. And so that just kind of opened our minds up a bit to kind of create, but it didn't influence us,
Got it.
but it inspired us. But with writing like a book and these television shows that I've been working on, like I don't really watch, even with television, I don't watch a lot of television. There's an HBO series that I just watched, it was great. It's called Looking. They had their first season.
I heard about that.
It's on demand, you should really check it out. They only had like 8 episodes, and so I guess the second season is coming soon. The only problem that I have with that show is they're one of the black folks, but it was a great story. Like, and that's what I want to do with the stories that I've been writing, with the television shows that I've been writing, to create that, but have us in those roles.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Raven, how can I don't know if I asked you this already because I've been so you've been a certified life coach. How can people reach out to you to get life coaching and assistance and guidance and things of that sort?
Well, if you would like to set up a session or sessions, you can contact me via email at love@Revolution. Revolution is spelled like revolution, just with an A. Love@revolutionmultimedia.com. If you would like to walk with me, as I say instead of following, if you'd like to walk with me on social media, you can join me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all under Ravo CEO, RAVO CEO, and on Facebook under Ravo CLC, or Certified Life Coach.
All right then.
Oh, you can also join me on YouTube because, as everyone.
Are you a YouTube guy?
Oh yeah. I have a YouTube series. I have every single show we ever had for storytellers. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for your life coaching.
Oh no, that's something I'm about to start. I'm about to start something that's called the Circle of Light. Like I told you about the people that I'm around.
Like
The Circle of
giving,
Light. It's gonna
words
be
of encouragement.
no, it's gonna be interviews.
Oh, interviews.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing inspirational people.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's good.
Thank you. And on YouTube, you can find me under Raven Akundayo, and that's EKUNDAYO.
I think that's what it is to do that. Thank you. People that give an eye.
This guy, boy.
I like that, Raven. You're a smart cookie. So, Mr. Sky,
Yes, sir.
we've ended another episode, another chronicle of Style Chronicles, and it's always a pleasure having you here.
Always.
I know what you're gonna do, but I don't. If that makes sense. Like, I love your energy. We just have too much stuff in common.
Oh, we do.
It's a little scary.
We do.
It's a little.
We does.
It's a little scary, but I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, it is. It's a good meal. You can get full of us. You think?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah.
I'm full.
But me too. I'm getting there. I think I just need one little piece of something.
Okay. Little donut.
No, I don't want that. I don't want donut.
Oh wait, Troy's still here.
Yeah. Even if he wasn't, I don't want it.
Me neither.
No.
Then you gonna make your own decision, Sam.
Like a turkey pepperoni or something.
Okay. We can have that too. With a little cup of ice cream.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Sorry. You know what I'm really looking forward to with you, Richie? I'm really looking forward to just spending a Sunday with you. I mean, of course, in your entourage, of course.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
But I am. I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I'm super duper excited when I get the phone call, whenever that will be, to say we're having brunch and want you to come out. Like, I want to just, I want to hang with you.
Okay.
You and Damon. Like, I like to be around good people. I like to be around
Good people, good energy,
people
good
that
fun.
good energy that can just laugh and cut up. Like, that's me. Like,
I think we're gonna go back to the place we went to on Saturday, so I'll come with us then.
all right, I'll be in DC all weekend.
Exactly, that's why I'm like.
So, yeah. Boom. Wow. Get it.
Yep.
What you say?
Totally.
They jealous now, Richie. They jealous. Whatever. Anywho, do you have how can people reach out to you, Richie?
You can reach out to me by the Twitter, the Instagram.
The Facebook.
Okay. You can reach me at www.richiesky.com or at RichieSky, RichieSkye. Boom.
Boom.
Got a lot of events this coming weekend.
Oh, a whole lot. Like, it's like we can't even mention them because we're gonna go over.
Exactly.
It's too much.
Exactly. Plus, I want to get to my
He's
message.
gonna be everywhere. Go ahead.
All right. So my message for the week is: giving up on your goal because of one setback is like slashing your other 3 tires because you got one flat.
Say that one again.
Giving up on your goal because of one setback is like slashing your other 3 tires because you got one flat.
That was a good one, Richie. Today was a good day.
Okay.
Fine.
Already know. That's how I do it.
That's how you feel?
And God did it too.
Just want to leave it on my taste buds like that, Richie? You just left it like on my taste buds? Yeah. You know? All right, people. Just before I give my how you can reach out to me and my Chronicle message, make sure you keep it locked for the 90s Play Lounge coming up with Kimmy Ye and Dev Ricks. Also, check the Live Wire Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. There's some funny folks on there. Also, to let you know that the Style Chronicles will not air next Monday because why? It's Memorial Day weekend and I got things to do. I ain't trying to be up in the studio on Memorial Day while everybody else having a good day. Ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to be working on Memorial Day.
Nope.
So the Style Chronicles is gonna be off. We're gonna be back on the 2nd of June. Give you some new Chronicles.
Yeah, how you do it?
So,
That whole time you thugged out.
it comes and goes.
Look at the end of the show.
Troy, work with me. It comes and goes. This is my alter ego. It comes and goes. All right, so June 2nd we'll be back
So he told me the end of
with
the
new
show.
Chronicles, and then when we come back in June, we only have 1 month left until the season finale. The season finale will be on July the 28th, I believe. So that will be end of season 4, and so this pretty much this season has been going by pretty
fast.
pretty fast. So in July, the Chronicles are going to be very interesting. To say the least, it's going to be a lot of people in the studio that month of July towards the end. Yes, I'm bringing back all of my guest co-hosts, including my original co-host. That's going to be interesting. Muy interesante. All right, so you can reach out to me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. On Instagram only, the number 1, Mr. Styles, Mr. Styles with 2 Y's. Twitter, Terrence Styles, Teronce, Styles with 2 Y's. Facebook, same thing, Terrence, Teronce, Styles with 2 Y's. Also, you can be a member of the Style Chronicles radio show group. On Facebook, also check out our website, the Styles Chronicles.wordpress.com. Also, we also on Twitter, Style Chronicle. No S's on those. Style. No S at the end, Chronicle, no S at the end. All right, so my Chronicle message. Holding a grudge is letting someone live rent-free in your mind. Again, holding a grudge is letting someone live rent-free in your mind. All right, so don't let nobody be living rent-free in your mind, because I ain't got my guys. I got bills to pay. I got like gas and electric, cable. I keep doing my So Richie, as I said before, it's always great to have you in the studio with me. Always great to have you on the side of me and just, kicking it with me.
It's
And
good to be back, borrowing
Yeah.
your sunglasses and all that.
yeah. So hopefully I'll see you. I'm definitely see you Thursday.
Yes.
And as you DJ, and you better let me up in the DJ booth with you so I can.
See what we can do.
Right. And then hopefully I'll see you on Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday.
Yep.
Hopefully I'll see you all through the weekend. You might get tired of me after a while. Like, damn, him
Never.
again. Him again. And as I walk away, you be like, shh. So yes, guys, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Get a designated driver or get a cab, catch a cab or somebody.
Uber.
Uber.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So just be safe out there, man. Eat lots of crabs. I love crabs. Have a great cookout. Go as many cookouts as you can. Don't overeat. Because when Troy come back and like, see, I told you. So just watch what you eat. Instead of doing beef, maybe you want to do turkey. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing the potato salad, maybe you want to do just a salad. So, substitute some things, all right? So as I said, coming up, we have Kimmy with the 90s Play Lounge along with Dev Ricks. Keep it locked, WPBRadio.com. Make sure you click the prize on. We got a lot of concerts coming up. New Edition, Selena Johnson, you name it, we got it. So see you on June 2nd. I'll miss you for next Monday, but I'll be back June 2nd, all right? So keep it locked. More WPB Radio coming up, all right? Love you guys. Love you from the bottom of my Chronicle heart.